Hey guys, so today marks 7 weeks since I started the build, since I picked up the very first tool and actually got started. And the whole plan was to get it done in 6 weeks, and I knew that was always going to be pretty difficult, but I thought I should be able to do it in 6 weeks, pretty standard time frame. So yeah, I didn't get it finished. I would say I'm probably 80% done. I'm super happy with it, I'm loving it, but there's a few reasons I wanted to chat about why I didn't get it done. So I think the main reason I didn't get it done in the 6 week time frame is simply because I started to actually love the build. Like, I would take the weekends off and I'd look forward to Monday because I couldn't wait to get back into it. The build's been like a really good distraction for me. I just think about this all day and not worry about everything else going on. So I've been loving the build and I just keep finding all this weird shit to do. Like, I've added this shower that I'll do a video on soon, made this custom door, like everything's just a little bit custom, and yeah, everything's taken a bit longer than I planned. The skylight obviously took like a whole day, but I've come to realize, like, what's the point of rushing it and not being 100% happy with it just to squeeze it into a 6 week time frame. I just love it. Like, I love coming up with all the weird ideas. I look forward to the build. It's my favorite time of the week. My least favorite time of the week is sitting in front of a computer and editing YouTube videos. I also think I underestimated just how good it is to have like a helper with you the whole time. Like, often having 2 people can make something 3 times faster, if that makes sense. Just like doing everything by yourself can be really difficult, just holding things in place and trying to clamp things instead of just having someone hold them. Even just having someone who can do some sanding and some painting while I work on something else, that would be a really big help, but obviously I don't have that. So I think that definitely slowed me down a bit as well. Also, trying to do the YouTube videos as I went was pretty difficult. They take me a fair while to film, and I've never really done YouTube videos before. So I'm still learning that whilst trying to do the build. So trying to do all that at once was pretty tricky. So my new plan is now pretty much to just keep going on with the build. I probably only got maybe 2 weeks left. And then I'm just going to slowly put out these YouTube videos from the road, and I'll just do one every week or a couple of weeks. I'm not going to stress out about it. I was getting a little bit stressed trying to put them out every week or twice a week or whatever, but there's really no rush. So I'm just going to finish the build up, get on the road and just go surfing and live on the coast for as long as I can. I cannot wait. And then I'll just slowly keep putting out the videos. I've already got all the footage. It's all sitting there. So whenever I feel like it, I'll just put one up. And that way you guys can just request videos too. If you really want one on, I don't know, installing a sink or adding a monitor, anything like that, I can just produce them as I go. So that shouldn't be a problem. I think the last thing that really slowed me down is that I've been living in this one for the past 3 weeks now. Because I put my other van into the workshop and then they couldn't get a part. They had to send the fuel pump up to Brisbane to get the timing done on it. So that's still at the mechanics getting worked on. So I've been living in this. So at the end of a day of building, I would have to come back into here, clean up, put the mattress back in, dust it all off, get my sleeping bag out, sleep in that. I don't even have any curtains or anything like that, so it's not super comfortable. And then I'd have to like unpack all that in the morning, try and like cook and shit in here when there's no stove. It was kind of a nightmare. So that really was pretty difficult as well. But now it's to a point where it's actually pretty much a finished van, so it's super fine to live in. There's obviously still a heap of work to do. The bed's a mess and everything, but it's really coming together now and I can easily live in it. I can stay in it. I've got power, I've got water now. Got lights, which is sweet. So yeah, I'm almost finished and I'm still going to put out the videos, but I'm just going to slow down a little bit and just do them when I get round to it, which should be fine. So in this week's video, I'm just going to talk all about the framing in the van. It's a pretty important part of the build because it forms like the base of a lot of your components. So all your furniture, your bed, any walls or anything you have. There's heaps of different ways to do the framing. So in this van, I've got heaps of space. I'm not too worried about wasting space. So I've gone with building like a frame like this out of 35mm square timber and then cladding that with a different timber. So that's one way of doing it. But if you are in a smaller van, you're going to lose a fair bit of space by building your bed out of this timber, cladding it. You're going to lose like 50 mil of space. Whereas what you might do in a smaller van is make the frame out of a sheeting material, which essentially means you're only losing 15 mil of space, or however thick your material is. And that's really good in smaller vans where like every little centimeter counts. All right, so this is how I did all the framing. Hopefully you enjoy it. Woo. So I've got the walls pretty much finished, super happy with the color. And then I carpeted this back section of the floor just because this is gonna be under the bed and I'm gonna have like surfboards and all that sort of stuff back here. And it's easier to carpet under all your framing so you don't have to go and cut around it all later. So now I'm pretty much ready to get my framing in for the bed. So I kind of want to have the bed like completely enclosed. It'll be like this way. So I'll have these uprights with timber framing on each side, and then these ones with timber cladding here and here. It'll just sort of like encapsulate the bed a bit more, make it really nice and private. So I want to have at least 600 mil gap just so you can walk through easy. And then my bed's gonna be, I think I figured out 800 high. Yeah, so my bed's gonna be 800, the same height as those indents. Then my surfboard can just slot in like that. I'll probably have this whole section just for like wetsuits, surfboards, that sort of thing. Spear gun can fit in. All right, gonna get to work trying to make this. Okay, I think these are perfectly square now and perfectly spaced out evenly on each side. Super hard to get them lined up because nothing's really square in the van except the floor. So yeah, it's tricky. But I've just finished the framing, super happy with it. It's heaps solid. And yeah, it actually worked really well for the first time, which is nice. So these bits I'm gonna clad with timber. And this edge bit here is just so I can screw in right against the wall. So from this way, so I can easily match the curve of that wall. Same on this side. This is the same thickness as these pieces, so both sides should better line up perfectly. Under here, my surfboard fits in perfectly. It slides in all the way up to here. So these bits are rebaited, so that's super strong. That's 70 mil timber, nice and strong. Over here, this edge sits 15 mil below this. So once I put the top sheet of ply on, it should line up perfectly there. thanks so much for watching that one, guys. I'm sorry that I didn't get it done in 6 weeks like I kind of promised, but you know, shit happens, and just wanted to tell you why. My advice to anyone trying to do a build in like a time frame is you're gonna have to make sacrifices. It's not gonna be a perfect build, and that's absolutely fine as long as you know that when you start. I just didn't want to half do this one. I wanted to make it perfect. I wanted to make it exactly how I wanted to, and I'd rather just spend a little bit more time on that, get it perfect and get it exactly how I want it. Next video is going to be all about the floor. I really like the floor. I hate using like vinyl flooring in vans. The reason why I don't like using the vinyl flooring in a van, pretty much because this room is kind of like every room in a house combined. So it's your kitchen, it's your bedroom, it's your office, it's your eating area, it's your hallway, it's your like entry room, it's everything combined. So it gets really abused, gets all sorts of shit all over it. It constantly gets walked on, constantly needs to be cleaned. And that thin vinyl flooring just doesn't really hold up, I've found. And when it does get damaged, you're gonna have to sort of replace the whole thing. You can't just sand it out or repaint it or anything like that. With this, I can just give another coat of lacquer if I need, sand it back, I can do whatever. It's super durable, it's reasonably cheap, and yeah, I'll tell you guys how I did all that in the next video. But yeah, thanks so much for watching that one, guys. I should have the next one up probably in a week or so, but you know, I'm not gonna promise anything because I'm just gonna relax and get them out when I get around to it. All right, thanks guys.